I've been an outspoken proponent of free Diag, and I've actually had, I think it was Cecil who called me out for being a moron in class. I wasn't even in the class. He didn't call me by name. He said, now we've got these podcasters, these morons advocating for free Diag. And I was like, yes, I have hit the hot button topic. So where do you stand on that?
You do you.
You do you, boo-boo.
I love you. Not a fucking chance in hell.
The following program features a bunch of doofuses talking about the automotive aftermarket. The stuff we, or our guests may say, do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of our peers, our sponsors, or any other associations we may have. There may be some spicy language in this show, so if you get your feelings hurt easily, you should probably just move along. So without further ado, it's time for Confessions of a Shop Owner, with your host, Mike Allen.
We're taught that to be a man, you've got to bottle it up and keep the rage on a shelf. And having emotions like sadness or verbalizing your fear about things, that makes you effeminate.
You know, my wife has I say this all the time, my wife has a palette of 100 different colors of words that she can use. Like shit I have to look up sometimes, right? About how she's feeling. I have 5 feelings. 3 are pissed, 1's happy, and 1's horny. I mean, that's all I got.
It's happy, horny, hungry. This is 3 H's.
Well, the hungry...
Sleepy is the 4th
The hungry is one of the 3 pissed,
yeah,
right?
copy.
The hangry?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hungry could also be horny. It's just what you're hungry for.
I guess. I try not to...
Rick, I want you to know that this is the type of quality content that my listeners come for.
That they've come to expect?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
good. I don't
yeah.
want to disappoint.
Yeah.
I'm very adaptable, malleable. Is that a good word? I'm very malleable.
Yeah, it's a good word.
I'm
so
talking
you have
leadership.
been working the corral today. We're in the podcast corral at Apex.
My 4th one this morning.
4th straight podcast.
Yeah.
You've been going at. Are you exhausted yet?
And I got 4 hours of teaching still to come.
Okay, so without naming names, which one was the best and which one was the worst?
Without,
you just point. I know where they're sitting.
I don't know where they're sitting, so we're
Okay.
in trouble. I've enjoyed each and every one of them. Different aspects to each.
Well, I'm here to tell you that this is going to be the most ridiculous one. I'm gonna aspire to that.
Okay.
So we can get there. I know that we want to talk about me rubbing you the wrong way in a totally platonic
appropriate way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back in January, February, in that time frame.
Yes.
And you've been chasing after me to hold me accountable since then, and we finally got it
We
lined
had a
up.
talk.
Yeah.
We had a talk.
Yeah. I know that you want to talk about how free Diag is the new $19 oil change, and how we should be open all the hours of all the days. Is there anything else that we need to cover while we're talking today?
I don't want to be open all the hours of all the days.
All right, first, before we get into all that easy, simple rage bait stuff, how you been, man?
Good. Our 8th grandchild is celebrating her 1-year birthday next month.
Oh, my gosh.
Brenda and I are literally passing each other on the airplane. I'm taking a red eye tonight. I'm landing at 7 in the morning. She has a 10 o'clock flight going to Connecticut.
So you're just going to have breakfast at the lounge at the airport?
She's driving. I'll be going home. Our granddaughter is 13, and she's in a cheer competition. So she's going up. It's at Mohegan Sun. It's a regional cheer.
It's a huge facility.
Yeah. So she's going up there for that.
My niece's state cheer championships are Saturday, so
Okay.
it's just that time of year.
You kind of know what I mean.
Yeah.
So she's doing that. But things are going really well.
Well, good, man. And physically, your knees are good. Your
Yeah,
back's
pretty
okay.
much everything's good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. You know,
Turn the corner.
I still feel like an Amco commercial every once in a while. Shit falling off,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you just pick it up, look at it, go, do I really need it? Yeah, screw it.
How's the 180 biz doing?
Good.
180 biz is good.
Growing.
Good.
Growing.
So tell me about your organization, because for years, from my limited perspective, 180 Biz was Rick.
It was.
And you've started to try to kind of build out the infrastructure with the support systems that you have. And
Yeah, there's 11 of us now.
okay.
We have 3 coaches, plus myself.
Okay.
I am transitioning to becoming a coach of coaches.
Look, here's the deal. I like to think that I'm pretty good at running an auto repair shop. It's what I've done for 20 plus years, but I'm not good at managing a marketing budget and all the different facets of a truly well-rounded marketing plan. There's mail, there's local advertising, there's website, there's Google AdWords, there's all the different things that go into that, and it's just not what I'm good at. So what I've chosen to do is to buy myself the time to focus on what I am good at while having someone else execute on all of those things at a way higher level than anything I could ever do. That's what turnkey auto marketing does for me. So if you feel like you could use some of that same magic, I'm going to recommend that you go to turnkeyautomarketing.com, get a free consultation, tell them that I sent you, tell them that Confessions of a Shop Owner sent you. You won't be disappointed.
Look, here's the deal. The automotive repair business is changing fast. New technology, new customer expectations, and new ways to run a shop. Tectonic 2026 is where you'll see what's next. It's a conference built for the whole industry with sessions to guide owners, advisors, and techs with a clear view of the road ahead. It's happening April 9 through 11 in Houston, Texas, 2026. Presented by TechMetric, it welcomes the entire industry. Tap the link in the show notes to register and grab early bird pricing while you still can.
And stepping back, they're doing a fantastic job. I got the greatest team that there is.
So that's going to be hard for you, the people that you've worked with that have had direct access to you for the last 15 years. How do you pass them off to another coach?
I'm still involved.
Yeah.
And they can still access me anytime. So I'm not really seeing that as a issue. Plus, the guys that I got, and I say guys, we have a female coach as well.
Part of the guys.
Yeah. For me, guys,
and the
is not
Pennsylvania
gender
use
specific.
guys kind of way.
Yeah. It's not gender specific, but they are amazing. They're long-term clients. They eat, drink, and sleep what we teach, and they're bringing their own stories and stuff to it, and they're awesome. We also have a coach for them. So we pay for that and help them with that, and I coach them. And it's been pretty amazing. So
It's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So I wondered this about and for you probably a decade ago. We probably met probably a decade ago at an IGO event of some sort.
It was more than a decade ago, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's fair.
My first time at IGO was 2010.
Yeah, that was like 6 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah, my hair was still brown. Yeah.
I still think of myself as the young guy in the room, and sometimes I'm in a room and I'm like, fuck, I'm the oldest man in the room.
All I got to do is open my mouth and prove I'm the youngest guy in the room.
No, but I used to think, I was like, man, Rick's got such a following and people love him so much, but his business is him and him alone. Mm-hmm. How do you build it so that it has value? So that because it's a retirement plan for you eventually, I would imagine. Do you sell it or do you just let it keep going? And somebody's got to own it after you don't own it anymore, right? So how does that work?
Yeah, so exit strategy is not on the table, but we're building the business up so it can operate without me.
Well, even if it was on the table, you probably couldn't talk about it publicly.
Yeah,
right? But I believe you that it's certainly
I'm an open book.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd like, if anybody wants to buy a coaching company, let me know. But it's not. The reality is every business is always for sale. Mm-hmm. We just got to make sure there's enough zeros.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
If somebody comes into me with 7 zeros, I'm in.
Fucking A, I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in and I'm out.
Yeah.
None of this, you got to work for 2 years. Write me a check, I'm out.
Give me a sat phone. I'm going back on Safari.
Yeah.
Call me if you need me.
So there's lots of places I want to go to. But the reality is I love what I do. I still do, right? And in the process have learned to become a practical psychologist because most of the time I thought I was going to have just teach strategy and teach them their numbers and
working them through their self-sabotage and doubt and
fear
imposter syndrome
and everything else. So you spend most of your time doing that, and it's okay. I love it. When you get somebody, like I had a guy call me up, one of my clients, says, "Can we talk?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Can we talk tonight?" I said, "Yeah, what about?" Like, I want to be at least prepared, right? He says, "I got a problem with my son." I said, "Okay." So we got together. His son was 12 at the time. He says he's heading to jail. I mean, he's really getting in trouble, and I don't know what to do. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist, any kind of ist. I don't even play one on TV. But I've got 7 kids. I have 8 grandkids. So I have some experience. Mm-hmm. So all I did was I shared some experience. And he called me up 2 weeks later crying, saying that he had a completely different relationship with his son. That's a big deal. Yeah. So, for me, I watched my dad struggle in this business. I struggled for a while in the business. Being able to help someone so they aren't sooner, quicker, and start to treat the business like a business and actually make money, not for the sake of the money, but for what it buys, right? Yeah. The freedom, the benefits, the environment that you want for your team, etc.
The 2 boats.
Yeah. I've never owned a boat. Brenda has, with her ex-husband. And she told me that the 2 happiest days you have a boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it.
Yeah. It's a hole in the water into which you pour money.
Yes. Yeah. Kind of like a shop. No. Sure. Somebody said, "How do you make $1 million in auto repair?" I said, "Start with $2 million."
Yeah.
So
yep.
That's an old joke with oil. But, so it's been a really, I really enjoy it. But now it's a lot of fun replicating, like getting other people to help other people. So working with the coaches is a lot of fun. And
hey, everybody, I wanted to take a minute to tell you about the coaching organization I've been involved with for, over 20 years now, Elite. Elite Worldwide, they don't give you a one-size-fits-all solution. They tailor the coaching specifically to you and your shop. They pair you with an experienced coach who is either a current or a former shop owner, and they turn strategies into actual action and accountability and results. Whether it's improving your service advisor's sales, growing your shop, growing to multiple locations, they really have you covered. They've got training for all of those things. Clients of Elite really see results, higher profits, stronger teams, a better work-life balance. If you're ready to take the next step, visit eliteworldwide.com to schedule your discovery session. That's eliteworldwide.com to start working on your business rather than in it. Tell them that you heard about them on Confessions of a Shop Owner so that I get a pat on the back or maybe a box of chocolates or something. That would be awesome. Thanks.
I've got so many different content ideas and strategies that I still have to create. I have 5 books that I want to write. I have 1 book that's about 3/4 done. There's a lot banging inside that wants to come out.
So I've often thought that being a business coach is probably a little bit intoxicating and a little bit dangerous, and you've got to have a really well-grounded sense of self, because a lot of your target clients have never had a coach before, and you come in and you can just diagnose their business and change their life like that if they're willing to implement, right, to make the changes that you suggest. And so 100% you've had people cry to you about how you changed their life and you changed their trajectory of their family, and they become fiercely loyal to you and strong advocates for you, and that's got to be a little bit intoxicating, and it's got to make you feel good, right? But I have seen, not you, but I have seen other coaches in the industry who have experienced that and become these egomaniacs.
Oh, no. First of all, if I poke fun at somebody, 99.99% of the time it's me, right? My wife, one night, she comes to me, and Brenda's a sweetheart for anybody that's ever met her. She is my ride or die. She is just awesome. We've been married 22 years now. So she come up to me one time, probably about a couple of years ago, And she said to me, Rick, how come you're so brilliant at work and so stupid at home? Right? It's hard to get an ego with, like, I stay pretty grounded. Is it intoxicating? I don't think that's the right word. I think it's fulfilling.
I think it's intoxicating for the ones who grow in a negative way from it.
Well, if they're doing it for an ego trip, like I'm better than you or I know more, then yeah, I get that. I'm not any better than anybody else. I'm just further along. I've got the scars, right? Someone said, you're so wise. Where does it come from? And I
experience.
said,
Where does experience come from?
Yeah. So I've done every stupid thing you could possibly think of doing. And being able to learn from it and grow from it, that's I guess kind of my superpower. But as far as I find it very fulfilling because I have a core belief that life's hard and it's going to kick the shit out of us. And I believe one of the reasons we're on this earth is to help each other get through it. So if I can help somebody, I'm going to help somebody. And sometimes that's free coaching from us. Sometimes, back in April, one of our clients had surgery and was shorthanded, and I ran his shop for 2 weeks. We just do what we do. And I don't know. For me, it's a way of seeing life. So it's not intoxicating. It's fulfilling.
What is your new coaching client onboarding process like? What do you want to find out about the individual and their business?
Everything.
Easy answer.
No, but it's the truth. I want to know how many kids they have. I want to know how old they are. I want to know what the kids like to do. How long have they been married? How good is the marriage? Because all of that stuff comes into the business. There's no way you can be just a business coach and not deal with personal situations sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
It happens. So I want to know the lay of the land, right? Like one time it was funny. I was coaching a truck company, tractor trailer, Class A tractor trailer shop down in South Carolina. And we're coaching, and all of a sudden we're 6 months in, we're working it, they're doing the work, and all of a sudden she talks about a federal lien.
It's the first you've heard of it.
On the business, and I'm 6 months in, I'm going, whoa, wait a minute, back up. Like she just mentioned it in passing. Then I'm like, whoa, back up.
I think that's something I should be aware of.
That shit I should have known about. You know what I mean? So now one of my questions is, are you caught up on your taxes? Are you know what I mean? So, yeah, so I want to know everything. We start with an interview. Everybody that wants to join with us talks to me first because I want to make sure it's going to be a good fit, right? I tell them there's 3 questions. I ask 2, they ask 1. First, can I help them? Second, do I think will they do the work? Mike, how many shop owners do you know that have written checks to coaching companies, done none of the work and expected it to be better?
So this is one of the things that frustrates me about some of the coaching clients that I see out there because, for better or worse, I've been exposed to a lot of the coaching companies. They keep writing the check, and they keep going to the meeting like they're going to a fraternity meeting because it's their buddies.
But they don't change.
They never change anything. They have the same, and they take up time in each one of the meetings talking about the same fucking problems. I've got this technician who's got a drug problem, or he's toxic, I've got this, service advisor who runs over me, or whatever it might be, and they never change. And 3 years later, you go back to a meeting, and it's the same conversation about the same problems, and that coach doesn't hold them accountable or invite them to leave.
Yeah, we don't invite them. So if we have somebody that, first of all, progress comes in many forms. As long as, if I don't see what I think is progress, I'll go to them and say, okay, we don't see growth here. Show me where you're growing. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Show me where you're growing. Show me the difference. Because one of the things we get stuck in is what I call the learning loop. It's where we learn something and I don't want to start yet. I'm not good enough, but I want to learn more.
I'll start once I know everything.
Yeah. And the problem is what they're looking for is on the other side of doing. Right?
Well, perfection is the enemy of done, right?
Well, the way I say it is perfection is an illusion created by the devil to rob men and women of their dreams. So if I can't see progress, we have a come to Jesus. And it's like, you either got to step up and start making some changes or we're going to ask you to leave.
When's the last time you fired a client?
3 months ago?
How
4 months ago?
How many chances did that individual have?
More than he should have.
Yeah.
But there's another part of me that I want to save everybody.
I would rather you fire them as a show of respect to me coming to your meeting.
Exactly.
Because if you allow them to continue to come to the meeting and take up bandwidth and headspace from the other people at the meeting just because their check clears every month, and that tells me that you care more about the money than you do about helping the entirety of the group.
And it's funny because we have different levels in our groups, right? You got to be able to do certain things before you progress. And when they aren't making the differences, before we used to say no shop left behind. That was kind of my motto. And then I realized when I was doing that, I was holding back people that really wanted to take off. So now we've switched it, and we'll give you some time, but you're not going to get a bunch of attention from us. If you're not doing the work, we aren't going to either, right? But if you're doing the work, you're attending, you're making the changes, we're seeing the growth, they can actually earn a one-on-one every month by doing that work. So now we're rewarding the people that are actually doing the work, giving them more attention than the ones that aren't. It's a balancing act.
Last night I met with one of the facilitators of my 20 group, just for a couple of drinks after the reception we had to go to, right?
Yeah.
And he was very intentional about giving me a rash of shit because I missed our last meeting, and this is now the third meeting this year that I've missed.
Yeah. You miss a meeting with us, we have a client success manager that is on you like white on rice.
I think this was the version of him being on me like white on rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any reason that I give for missing them is excuses, right? So.
And it's the truth. It's an excuse. So we record our meetings so they can go back and watch them. So they'll miss one and they'll say, "Oh, I just missed it." Great. When are you going to watch it?
How long are your meetings?
2 hours.
Okay. That's something that we've vacillated between 1 and 3 hours over the years. I'm with Elite.
Yeah.
And so Pro Service 20 Group. And I'm excited about the evolution that Darren's making. Bob Cooper did wonderful things growing that business from the ground up.
I got to tell you, when I was a shop owner, I took a bunch of Bob Cooper classes. Yeah. I did the Fly with the Eagles and Elephant Chains, I think, was one. So, there was a bunch I went through. But the way I look at this is you got Josh Parnell coming in now, and you got these other people, Lola Schmidt starting out, and she'll be a coach before long. And these are people that are standing on our shoulders. I'm standing on Bob Cooper's shoulders and Bob O'Connor's shoulders and Tom Cheddar. And there's so many. Dave DeRemus. He was a trainer back in the 90s.
I think the one that Dad first got involved with was Kelly Bennett out of Canada, way back in the day.
Kelly was actually a Bob O'Connor guy until that kind of went sideways. Different story for a different time. So, my first management class was Mitch Snyder in 1992. And the only thing, Mitch, I love you. The only thing I remember is if you're not the lead dog, the view never changes. And all I could see was a giant ass in my face. And I'm like, nope. Nope.
Well, it depends on the ass, right?
No, I don't care. Not all the time. I just no.
That's fair.
No. And it's funny because I was at Vision, and once at ASTA, somebody came up to me and started talking to me about coaching, and they said, "What makes you different than your competitors?" And I looked at them and smiled, and I said, "You're not going to like my answer." And they said, "Okay, how come?" I said, "Because I have no idea."
Because I don't worry about them. I just
I
do me.
don't know what they do. I don't know how they do it. I've never been to one of their class. I have not been to a management class since I started the coaching company.
Why not?
Because I never want another management company thinking I stole something from them.
There are no new ideas, bro.
That's not true. There are new ideas, or there are new versions of a spin on an idea. But regardless, I don't know if you remember, there was a time not too long ago where there was a pretty big stink on Facebook about supposedly one company stealing another company's stuff.
You guys are the most territorial bitches I've ever seen.
The thing about IP is you try to protect it, and it is the worst.
It's so hard to prove IP theft.
It can't.
Yeah.
Because I'll train a client, and for the first year, it's a great idea. And in year 3, it was their idea. It doesn't matter.
And if it's a really great idea, they're going to go tell their friends who are not your client. And then their friends tell their friends, and they didn't learn it from you. They learned it from their buddy. So it's not your information. And then they go to your class 3 years down the road, and they say, oh, my buddy taught me this 3 years ago.
Yeah, what do you think he learned it from, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where there's a lot of good coaches, right? There's a lot of good coaches in our industry. There are some that I wonder.
And 2 shitty ones.
There are some that I wonder. I'm not going to say anything. There's some I wonder about. But the reality is there's going to be different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I'm not judging anybody. I don't agree with what they say, but that's okay.
Well, I tell people when they reach out to me, and it's becoming a weird situation for me because I have listeners that reach out to me that ask for advice, right? And I try to be very transparent that my life sometimes is a hot mess. My shop is always a hot mess.
We're always we're captains of chaos.
But if you're looking for a coach, do not sign up with the first one you talk to. You need to figure out what kind of business you want to have, and you need to talk to multiple coaches and interview them to find the one that suits your style and your methodology, because there are some coaches that teach a one-size-fits-all, and you have to do it this way. And if that size suits you,
it works.
Giddy up, Buttercup. You're going to do great.
Yeah, I call that the franchise model.
Yeah.
They teach you a franchise model.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that if that's the kind of business you want to have.
Right.
But my preference, and I believe that your business is similar to this, is that you find an organization or a coaching group that is going to tailor the coaching and the training to you. And because I believe that what market you're in is important. If you're in the richest zip code in America, the way you run your business is going to be different than if you're in middle America farm country.
Absolutely.
Right? If you're in a 10 million person town, or you're in a 1,000 person town, that's a different business.
Hey, it's me, Mike's kid. Want to tell us your wild shop stories? Or maybe you just think my dad's totally wrong. Call us at 704-CONFESS and leave a message. You can tell us we're awesome, or you can tell us we're idiots. We're cool either way. That's 704-CONFESS. Just don't make it too weird.
And if you try to run those businesses the same way, you're going to have a lot of headaches. You're going to have a lot of problems.
You can't. Just give you an example. We have a client with us that is in probably one of the poorest sections in Pennsylvania. I think the median income is like $24,000 a year.
Sounds like coal country.
Okay. You don't go into that shop with the same metrics, expectations, and everything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy $150,000 of OEM scan tools and charge $240 an hour.
It doesn't work that way,
Yeah.
right? But they have, I just got a text. They just had their best month ever last month. They've been with us for 12. This is the third or fourth time I've seen this. Yeah. So you've got to be able to see that stuff, right? But being able to see that and go is really, really important, right? So what I tell people is, I was at Vision, not this year, but last year, and I took a break, and they had a stage. We were about 200 people in the class. So I was sitting on the stage having a cup of tea. I drink just an enormous amount of tea. In fact, I'm starting to get withdrawals. And a guy walked up to me. I had mentioned in the class I have 7 kids. So he comes up to me and he says, "What's your parenting style?" And I laughed. I said,
It's
"You don't have any."
for every one of them.
I said, "You don't have any kids, right?" And he goes, "No, why?" I said, "Because I don't have one parenting style. I have 7, because it's different for every person." Mm-hmm. It's the same with shops. I don't have one coaching style. We have 85 different coaching styles, because Every shop has different situations, different dreams, needs, wants, goals. My job is to help them clarify what those are and then help them achieve them. That's what I think a coaching company is. It's there to support, encourage, and kick your ass.
Well, so I think that you do that. I know that Elite does that because I work with them all the time, and I see the disparate types of businesses that come to our meetings. I can think of a few that it feels like they don't do that, and then there's some that I don't really know that well. I feel like one of the things that I've seen in coaching companies that have been problematic is explosive growth causes a reduction in quality, because you can only coach so many people, and so you've got to add coaches. And I mean, shit, I'm talking about ShopFix, right? So Aaron is an incredible speaker. He's very smart. He's runs a good business, to everything that I can tell. He's incredibly charismatic, and he creates passionate followers. And his explosive growth, I mean, he's got the biggest coaching company in the country. No doubt about it. It's not close. But you can't tell me that every one of those coaches brings the same level of quality to their group,
or level of connection, or level of engagement.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard. And that's something that Brenda and I both have talked about as we started adding coaches. We actually worked them through a process before they could start. Because one of the things I've seen, not just in coaching companies, but any company, I can think of some web companies that have, when they started out, they were really awesome. And then as they grew, they lost it. So I want to make sure we don't lose it. That's more important to me than anything else.
Well, I think that's, you have to stifle the growth a little bit then, and it has to be measured.
You just have to control it. And for me, I would rather have a waiting list and have I want to go deep, not wide. Right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nothing. I'm good.
No, go ahead. No, that hurt. I could see the pain.
I am a child. Okay, I can't.
That's okay.
I had Purdy on earlier this morning, and he was talking about having to go into the shop to fix problems when things run off the rails, because he's got a technical background, so he can still do that. And he said, and then I've got to come in the back. And he kept saying, come in the back. And I was like, dude, I can't.
Okay.
Come on, man.
No,
Stop doing that.
I want to get to know my clients for real.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want 3,000 and 4,000 people in a program. I would rather have and I'm not dissing anybody.
No, not at all. It's just different.
I want to have a program that's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. And that is super, super important to me. So I spend hours going through what was said. I go through interactions. I watch recordings because I want to make sure that it's where I want it to be. At some point, I'll be able to back off a little bit on that, I think. But for me, it's really, really important that everybody feels, it's going to sound stupid, but they feel loved, they feel cared for, they feel like they're heard and they're seen, and that they're growing.
Do you watch the game tape of your coaches' interactions with their clients? And do you break it down and give them feedback on how they've coached and trained?
Yep.
What's that like?
It's really good because we have a dynamic already set up. So there are times where they'll do a meeting and I'll stay in the background. Sometimes I can't shut up and I just start talking. Like, hey, can I say something? I got really something strong to say about that. But a lot of times we'll talk for a half hour afterwards and I'll write notes. The other thing I'll do, because we're in Zoom, is we'll have a chat open. And I'll say,
you can chat privately to the coach.
Yeah, so I'll say, hey, this is really cool. What do you think about this? Right? So I can kind of get it so that as human beings in our industry, our mind almost immediately goes to fix it. And it's the worst thing you can do as a coach.
Well, you want your client, you want to lead them such that they discover the answer themselves
A lot of
Because
times. Sometimes if they don't have something to pull from, so I call it direction and directive. There are some times where I can be direction. Ask questions and lead them into that area. There's other times when someone has no idea about it that I have to say, okay, this is what you want. This is what you got to do next. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. Because they don't have anything to pull from. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll pull the rest of the group in. I'll say, what have you guys done in the past about this? And through that process, get that in. So then at the end of it, it'll be, okay, Mike, so now that you've heard everybody talk, what are you committing to? Right? And if I want to tweak that a little bit, I can, but I do it through questions.
Okay.
But it's teaching them, because we fall into solve it right away. Dude, you don't have enough information. Back up. You don't have enough information yet. So it's getting them to be able to see that. But the people I have are truly amazing. They really are.
Who are? Can you tell me who your coaches are? Or do you think that's appropriate?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Eric Bach is one of my coaches.
Yeah.
Jeff Ford is another one.
Okay.
He's up in Canada.
Yeah, I don't know Jeff. Yeah.
Jeff started coaching with me 2 weeks after he bought the shop from the widow of the shop owner.
Oh wow. Okay.
Technician.
Okay.
Scared shitless.
And he started coaching 2 weeks after he bought his first shop.
It was the
It was
shop.
the shop he worked at.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't want to lose a job, so he bought the shop.
But how is it appropriate for him to start coaching 2 weeks into his ownership career?
No, I was coaching him. He didn't start
That makes
coaching.
more sense. I thought you were saying he was a coach
No.
for you 2 weeks out. I was like, that sounds like a terrible fucking idea.
No.
He became a client.
I could
2
say
weeks
the
in.
F word. No. So he's now working about 3 hours a day and is an amazing coach. And then we have a new coach, Summer
Okay.
Guerrero,
Okay.
out of Wichita. Another long-term client. Her and Mark have been long-term clients, and
Cool.
she's pretty amazing as well.
Awesome. What do you think is the optimal ratio of shop clients to coach?
From a group perspective, we do our best to keep the groups down to about 15 to 20.
Okay.
Anything beyond that, we find people start feeling like they're not seen or heard.
Is everybody in a group, or is there one-on-one coaching, or is it like
Everybody's-
one-on-one as part of the group process, or?
We're working on getting it so they can earn a one-on-one in the group, but we do group coaching. I'm down to, I think, 5 one-on-one coaching clients right now.
Okay.
As they go, I'm not replacing them.
Gotcha.
So,
You hear that, guys? He wants you to leave.
no, well, we've been talking, I've been talking to them about joining the group or letting them know that we're going to sunset this at some point.
Yeah.
I have one guy that's been with me 14 years. So,
Well, I mean, is this business in a better place now than it was 14 years ago? I hope.
by 5 times. So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Good.
He's actually in the process now of transitioning it to his son.
Nice. So I know that every situation is different. If someone comes to you and says, "Hey, my child is interested in the business. They're working for me now as a service advisor, or they're my assistant manager, or whatever it might be," right? If you had to shoot from the hip, what is the favorite method you've seen of transferring ownership from parent to child?
So it was something I learned from Bob Ward, which is it's a concept called equity equivalence.
Mm-hmm.
So you start giving them more and more responsibility in the shop, and they get an equivalence of equity, not real equity. And what it does is it helps make the purchase more affordable. So they work the shop for 5 years, let's say, and you as the owner aren't there. You get to keep all the profit. They get an equity equivalence, and at the end of 5 years, they buy it for, say, 50% of what the selling price is, which makes it more affordable for them. And you actually make more money doing it that way than you do just selling it outright.
Okay. So that's assuming that they're running it profitably, but obviously.
Well, then there's nothing to fucking sell,
Yeah,
is there?
correct. I've seen, this is not the way that my father and I did it, but I've seen a solution that I thought was pretty neat was a certain percentage of, let's say that, the target net is 20 points, and over 15 points, half of the net counts as credit towards purchase.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. So let's say we net $250,000, and so that's 65,000, whatever that number is. I don't know. Of that is over 15 points. So half of that you get 32.5 towards share price purchase that year.
You still don't own it, but
yeah.
you have that in kind of in the.
Yeah.
It's this. It is a variation of the same thing, I think.
Yeah.
But
I did a bad job of explaining that, but I think you knew what I meant.
Yeah. No, I think I do. Yeah, completely. So we help. We've been helping shops do that. I mean, a lot of shop owners are aging out. We're helping. I can't believe how many young shop owners are coming in now. It's awesome. I love it.
How do you feel about, so thinking about the shop owners that are aging out, if they don't have a key employee or a family member who they're passing the business along to, and it is a profitable business, it's not even close. The way to maximize their revenue when they sell is to sell to private equity. The multiples,
especially if they don't have property.
Well, even if they do have property, right, and then get the lease in there too. But either way, the multiples coming from venture capital or private equity is way higher than
they're running
private
5
buyer.
to 8, whereas private it's 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Office, what is it? Seller's discretionary cash flow.
Yeah.
So
to that end, I think that it's good because it's providing for excellent retirement beyond what they had hoped for their business that they put their blood, sweat, and tears in, as long as they understand that it's probably not going to be run as well or with the same level of love and care. It's definitely not going to be the same level of love and care. And you're seeing a lot like the Suns coming in and buying up everybody and just running these businesses into the ground.
So if I were going to do that personally, I would make sure I had a really nice kind of parting gift. Say, guys,
for your love team members.
Yeah, and go here. They say it's not going to change. I want you to know I love you. But it's we start a business to sell a business, or at least we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of us in this industry start a business to create a paycheck, not a business. But so I would bonus the shit out of them out when I'm leaving. And
do you think that private equity is good for the industry or bad?
it's too soon to tell. Anytime you have a major consolidation, it tends not to be good. And that's in everything, telecom, electric, utilities, whatever.
You can make an argument that it's anti-competitive, right?
Yeah,
But
so
eventually,
so they get to charge when they get a that tipping point. They can start to just go, screw it, we're just going to do this. But it ends up being a situation where it's too soon to tell. It's like even with the current stuff going on, politically. There are some people that are just really hard on one side, the other, and I'm like, they're like, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't know yet. Like, here's what I do know.
I think none of them have our best interest at heart.
I would agree. I said this morning we should drag every single one of them out back and just either paddle their behind or just
Every
make
now
them
and
go
then
away.
some gallows are called for. So I digress. Let's not go there.
No. But
yeah.
but what I'm saying is, here's what I can tell you. As a country, we're tired of the way it was, and we want it different. I think what we should have done as a country is defined what different look like.
Yeah.
But whether this stuff is good stuff or bad stuff, it's too soon to tell.
Yeah.
And I take a step back and I go, okay, let me see. We assign good and bad to things too quick. Good day, bad day. Good thing, bad thing. I won the lottery. Good thing. The studies show no. Like 5 years later, you're in a worse financial position than when you were when you won.
Man, but I want to try.
I'd like to give it a whirl. I would like to give it a whirl.
Mike, Brian Pollock, my co-host, he said that if he had won the $1.5 billion, you know what he was going to do with the money? He he was going to buy Mitsubishi North America and just close it, send everybody home. Say, you can't make these fucking cars here anymore.
Would have done that with Volvo. But anyway, I went through 2 divorces. Worst times of my life, but the best things that ever happened
But
to me.
thank God you did it, right? Because
Well,
you wouldn't be here if you hadn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, there's so many things like, someone come to me after they hear my story and they say, what would you change? And I said, it's not a path I'd choose, but there isn't a damn thing I'd change about it.
Because you wouldn't be here if you changed the path back there. Yeah.
And, and I really feel like I kind of slipped into where I was supposed to be. So it's been a lot of fun. And, to get to the whole point of this, I was listening to a podcast. You were talking to one of my clients and said that
Who was that? I don't even remember what it was.
Josh Coombs.
Okay, copy. Yeah.
And you said, Rick's a great coach to get you to $1 million, and then you need another coach.
I did.
And I was like, yeah, motherfucker. Because I gave the link to Brenda, and she just about went sideways.
She said, that motherfucker.
I think she said, you motherfucker first. But. And I said, yeah, I know. I got to talk to Mike about it. Because we have a group for multi-shop owners. Mm-hmm. We're starting a manager mastermind. You have had advisors through our training, which I hope was good.
Yeah.
We're transitioning that into a mastermind. We're also adding technical training to it so that advisors don't know anything about cars can learn about cars.
Technical for the advisors. Okay,
Yes.
that makes sense. Yeah.
So we're adding that to the advisor training. And it was kind of fun because when you were at Vision, I brought you over and I said, dude, $1 million? And Tom Shearer was there. And I said, Tom, where are you at? And he's way above that. I mean, multiples of millions.
Yeah.
So I was like, just don't pigeonhole me, man.
Mike, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick, Mike. I'm a nice guy. What did I do to you? Jeez.
Well, so
I'm a baby coach. I'm going to grow up and be a real coach someday, guys.
If I misspoke, I think the point that I was trying to make is, the people that get you from 0 to $1 million sometimes are not the same people that get you from $1 million to 3, or from 3 to 10, or from 10 to 50.
Yeah.
And maybe I did pigeonhole you unfairly, and if I did, I apologize.
No.
That's a qualified apology. I apologize for pigeonholing you.
So here's the thing. You and I got some history, right?
Yeah.
We've known each other for years.
Yeah.
I was completely comfortable coming over and having a conversation.
Yeah.
And realizing you probably didn't mean it the way it came out.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I have been known to misspeak from time to time. I also have been known to use hyperbole as a tool for conversation from time to time.
What's a hyperbole?
It's a 25-cent word when I've got a dime vocabulary.
There you go. We're gonna put
hyperbole
big words
is a literal personification of Lucas Underwood.
You're just still mad. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. People should go and talk to coaches, right? And Dutch Silverstein has an amazing document on ASOG.
How to interview
a coach. Mm-hmm. And you should absolutely get it. And you should also have some ideas about what it is you want to achieve.
If you don't know what ASOG is, it's Auto Shop Owners Group on Facebook. It's a Facebook page just for automotive aftermarket shop owners. It's got like 13,000 members, I think, around the world at this point. Join ASOG and go to the files section and search for coaching in the file section, or search for any files that have been posted by Dutch Silverstein,
Yeah.
Steen, whatever, Dutch. And there's a lot of good stuff. He's got a document about calculating the real ROI on equipment purchases.
Yeah.
Don't ever use the ROI tools that the salespeople give you.
No, they're slanted.
Yeah.
It's like coming here to gamble.
Yeah,
it's
true story.
they're slanted in the house's favor.
Yeah, the casino upstairs is just a tax on people who are bad at math.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was a digression. I apologize.
No, they don't value. People up there ask me, it was funny. I was in casino in June of last year at Nawaka doing a training there for their summer retreat. And I was having lunch and someone said, "Do you gamble?" I went every fucking day. I unlocked that door. It's a fucking gamble
I have an auto
every day.
repair shop. Of course I do.
So, the reality is I work too hard for my money to gamble it. But yeah, so you got to listen. You got to talk to other, to a bunch of coaches. Figure out which one kind of feels good. And I know that sounds funny because it's math, but you got to have a good.
It's so much more than math, man.
You got to have a good connection with your coach.
Yeah,
it's really important. And what their philosophy is on how they do business and what does it look like? Is there a contract? Is there not? Because it matters.
I think it is because of the front load of time to learn someone in their business and their family and kind of customize a pathway to success for them based on those factors. I think it is reasonable for a 3 or 6 month commitment. But these companies that have multi-year contracts where you're locked in and they're selling that contract to another company that then owns that contract.
And so you can't get out of it.
That is sketchy as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is.
And I'm willing to bet, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm willing to bet that if you dig back far enough, the two are connected somehow.
Would not be surprised. Yeah.
So we don't have a contract at all, and there's no commitment other than give us a whirl. And we have a 30-day money back guarantee. So,
and I think Elite might be 3 months. I don't know. So I've been with them for 20 years, so I don't know what it is now for new clients. I know that ShopFix has no contract. I don't know about the Institute.
I don't think they do.
Or Transformers. I don't know.
I don't think Transformers does either.
Yeah. Well, I think the market's moved away from it. The consumer, your target market, doesn't want a contract anymore. So.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. We had a guy sign up, a husband and wife team. Tanika brought them over to the booth. Tanika was a friend of ours. And she's been a client for years.
Yeah.
She's not with us now, but she brought this husband and wife team over from North Carolina, and they're struggling. And he was with another company for 4 years, came to one of my classes and said to me a month later, he signed up the end of September. At the end of October, he said, "I learned more in your 4-hour class than I did in 4 years of coaching." And
I would argue that I bet, and I don't know who you're talking about, but I bet there was valuable information in that 4 years that he didn't listen to or implement.
And I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Right?
And hopefully he implemented the shit that he learned in those 4 hours.
Well, here's the cool thing. So he showed me. He said, "I want to show you something." So he brings up TechMetric, and he shows me the first 3 weeks in September before ASTA. It was like 51,000 in sales.
In 3 weeks. That's
3 weeks.
That's hurtful, yeah.
He shows me the first 3 weeks in October, and they're 94,000.
It's a long way towards doubling, for sure.
In 3 weeks, that's pretty significant. It doesn't always happen, but boy, when it does, it's nice.
It's nice, right?
But yeah, so that was really the reason. I just wanted to, don't want to be pigeonholed, man. So thank you for the opportunity.
We got a few more minutes, and I do want to make sure that we have time to talk about. I've been an outspoken proponent of free Diag for the last year or so, and I've actually had, I think it was Cecil who called me out for being a moron in class. I wasn't even in the class. He didn't call me by name. He said, "Now we've got these podcasters, these morons advocating for free Diag." And I was like, yes, I have hit the hot button topic. So where do you stand on that?
You do you.
You do you, boo-boo.
I love you. Not a fucking chance in hell.
Okay. So there's no point in me rehashing the reasons, right? Because you know the reasons and you don't think they're valid. Is that accurate?
Tell me the reasons.
When a new customer calls into my shop,
Yeah.
more often than not, there are one of three reasons that they've called. They're new to the area and they don't have a relationship with the shop yet.
Mm-hmm.
So their guard's up, right? They don't want to be taken advantage of. They had a guy that they thought they know, liked, and trust, and they, for whatever reason, they feel like something has gone poorly,
Yep.
rightfully or wrongfully, and their guard's up. Or they have an urgent need and their guy's booked out 3 weeks and they got to get it addressed sooner, and they're nervous because they're not going to their guy.
Mm-hmm.
So their guard's up in all three of those scenarios.
I'm going to argue their guard's up every fucking time they call.
Sure.
So
Great. And so now let's talk about what the average consumer experience is in the aftermarket, because your clients are better than average in the space. The elite clients, anybody who's listening to this podcast is probably way better than average in the space, right? Because
Yeah.
they're seeking out how to be better. But the average experience is, Joe's Garage, hold please. Or it's rings to voicemail. Or it's, $100, we'll look at it. Or maybe they get somebody who's got good training and it's, absolutely, Mr. Jones, let me collect some information for you. What we're going to do is we're going to have you bring the vehicle in. We're going to set you up with an appointment. I'm going to do an initial scan or, whatever your pitch is,
Yeah.
and see if there are any recalls where you might be able to get it fixed for free. I get permission to start off at, $195. Any simple fixes that we find that we can repair within that, we'll go ahead and take care of. Anything above and beyond that, I'm going to stop and call you first. I never spend your money without your permission. I can do that right now, or I can do it tomorrow morning. What's better for you, right?
which is generally what we teach.
Yeah, so that's what I did for years, right? And that is good, and you can convert well over half of those lead opportunities that way, for sure. And occasionally you get the road bump of, you're going to charge me $200 to do what AutoZone will do for free, and then you're kicked back into education mode, and you got to educate them about how there's a difference between what AutoZone does and what we do, and you can win probably half of those, right? And some of them will say, great, well, I'm calling around, I'll call you back or whatever. And so there's a degree of friction there, and a good advisor with a good training can still win most of those battles, right?
I think the transparency and caring does a lot to lower the guard when
Absolutely.
when you're telling somebody, listen, we're here to help you.
Well, that last example is 10 times better than all of the other ones. It's still
Amen.
the best experience they're going to get, right? But so what I'm advocating for is absolutely, Ms. Jones, I can help you with that. Anytime you're experiencing a check engine light or a brake noise or a whatever it is, right? It's important to have one of our ASC certified technicians inspect that for you. I'm going to give you a complete written estimate at no charge. Is right now a good time to bring it in? And so what we're doing is we're removing that, I can get you in 2 weeks. We're removing that conversation of I got to do what, you're going to charge me to do what AutoZone does for free. I don't even have to have that conversation. And also, if it comes in, and it's one of those things where it's a pattern failure and we have it diagnosed in 30 seconds, I don't have to wait an hour to justify the $200 before I can talk to her and sell that service, right? Or maybe we have it diagnosed in 10 minutes or 15, whatever it might be, right? I'm paying the technician for their time. I'm not taking the time away from the technician. That's a cost of customer acquisition for me. It's a marketing expense. It's just like doing a lost liter oil change, which you probably also aren't.
So you are paying for diagnostics.
100%. You pay the technician their time.
you're charging for diagnostics. You're just choosing to absorb it.
Yeah, just like the customer is paying for the free loaner car, even though there's not a line item. It's like the customer's paying for the coffee in the lobby, even though there's not a line item. It's an expense of the business.
I understand what you're saying, but I would want to see. So for me, it's always prove it, right? So like you're going to tell me something, right? Okay, that's fine. What's the issue, right? What does it mean? And then, prove it to me. And then, does it matter? And for me, I like to use the testing as a qualifier.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because what's going to happen with me is I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the oh hell no fuck off.
And then you don't have to have that headache in the shop.
And I
right?
haven't paid the tech, and I haven't gone through it, and I haven't missed the opportunity. And to an extent, it qualifies. It also helps me to see what kind of person I'm going to be dealing with as we're having the conversation. I get to feel
sure.
them out a little bit.
For sure.
Right? Because for me, I want to create high win probabilities. And a high win probability has 3 components. Number one, it's somebody that values and appreciates what I do. The second is it's something I'm good at, right? We can make money doing it. And the third is I'm profitable.
I hear what you're saying. And so here's where one of the reasons I think that we have such a disparate industry is that there are multiple ways to be successful and give good service to the
Absolutely.
customer. And what you just described is a great way to go to market. And I think that what I just described is also a great way to go to market. And it depends on where you are in your business's evolution, what your goals are for your business. I think if you're a general repair shop and looking to grow car count in a large town, I think it is a surefire 100% winner way to do it. And I think it's better than cheap oil changes, because cheap oil change, like with Diag, at least we know that something's broken on the car and it needs something. With a cheap oil change, there's the occasion that you do a cheap oil change and it doesn't need anything.
What you're doing is you're changing the friction point,
Yeah.
right? So their guard's going to be up when you give them the estimate.
Yeah.
So
We're playing the movie Moneyball, right?
yeah, so
I'm not trying to hit home runs. I'm trying to get to first base, and first base is the cars in my bay.
right.
And
this,
if
but
I
this is-
if I get on first base more often, I'm going to score more runs on the hole.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe, would have to see numbers,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
Like how many people have come in with zero testing
And leave with $0.
and leave with $0, or what percentage close at? I just get this fixed, or they do all of this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's another coaching company out there that talks about bring the car in, do the inspection, tell them what's wrong with it, sell them one thing to see if they'll buy, and then
Well,
sell the other
Auto
stuff.
Shop Answers and Shop Fix both do a different version of that, right? It's the same thing, just it's not the same thing. It's different in some ways, but they both say sell one thing and change their mindset and get them on the road. And I see what they're doing, and I could be talked into saying that that's okay because I've tried it. I've just failed at it. But I think as long as the customer knows everything the car needs before you ever do anything, because if you've done any repairs on the car knowing that it needs more things that the customer doesn't know about yet, then you're fucking crooked.
It would go against my values, right? It's funny.
Well, so the argument they make is it's about changing the mindset from, okay, I got to get the oil change done, and then I got to get to the grocery store, and then I got to pick up Sally and take her to cheer practice, to, oh, okay, well, I don't have the car. I can get a ride home and get the other car, and I can go to the grocery store then. And they've changed their mindset on the car for the remainder of the day or the week or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And then they're more likely to approve the other things that it needs as opposed to, I'll bring it back next week. So I understand the theory and the why, and I see how it there's no doubt it works. The question is how you feel about that. Is that manipulative? Well,
It's
ultimately, it's word choice because all sales is manipulation.
no, it's persuasion. But anyway, manipulate.
Yeah.
So the difference
Tomato,
is
tomato.
What's that?
Tomato, tomato.
There is a difference. Persuasion is when it's to your benefit. Manipulation is when it's to mine. Okay.
Intent. I would say
okay.
intent.
Is
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Same word, different thing. Same thing, different word. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Would I do it that way? No. But do I think it works for you? I think that's great. Like, I'm not going to judge it.
I mean, you kind of judge it a little bit.
Okay. Until I see numbers,
Yeah.
I go, hell no.
Yeah.
Right? But I would have to see the numbers because I would want to see how well you're doing on the other side of the friction, because your friction point's actually going to be higher.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have, and it's a bad term to use, right? But it's the quickest way to distill it and get to the point is you're going to have more bottom feeder customers that you have to sort your way through and separate the wheat from the chaff.
Where you've made an investment in them, but it requires a good, quality, trained front office staff that knows, in your situation, how to deal with it on that end and how to deal with it on this end.
If you don't have a strong front office staff and you don't need more car count, there's no point in doing it.
No.
If you're a specialty shop, if you're running at max operation, if you don't have good sales, you should never give anything away. Because you need good sales before you give anything away.
But you're not giving it away. You could literally line item the diagnostic charge and expense it to marketing. That's what you're, I mean.
Yeah, you're just moving things around, but the bottom line is the same.
But it starts to show you it doesn't change the bottom, but it starts to show you how much you're giving away to see if it's worth doing. So
the other thing that happened when we made that transition was, in the previous year, this was 23 because I went to free Diag in 24. In 23, we did just over $200,000 of diagnostic work, and we divided that into the total number of hours produced by the shop, and that number came out to like $16. And I added $16 to the labor rate, so I offset the loss in effective labor rate by doing that. Well, no. My effective labor rate went down when I went to free oil changes.
So what you did was raise the rate to keep the effective labor rate about the same.
Yeah.
So
Lucas says that's, socialism auto repair because everybody pays for Diag whether or not they got it. And then my point is, well, everybody pays for the loaner car whether or not they got it. Everybody pays for the coffee in the shop whether or not they got it. Everybody pays for my direct mail whether or not they got it.
I understand. So here's the thing. If you said free Diag and they said no and then you tried to charge them, that would suck.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, that would also be bait and switch.
Yeah. Hence the suck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you pad the bill to cover the Diag afterwards.
Yeah,
that kind of sucks.
Those guys who say if you buy the repair, I won't charge you for the Diag.
And the Diag's in the repair.
Yeah,
Not as much as you should charge, but there is Diag time in there.
There's $50 in there.
Yeah, something, right? That sucks.
Yeah.
Right? I believe in transparency and openness. Okay? Should I wave? So.
This is Craig Van Battenberg.
Who is it?
Craig Van Battenberg.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know Craig.
I know you do.
Very well. So it's one of those things where you would have to prove to me that it's viable. Everything I've been trained over the years, it's the exact opposite.
Well, and I think that's one of the reasons that the reaction has been so visceral against it.
Which is awesome. I love visceral reactions because it means you're hitting a nerve.
Well, and you're upsetting the apple cart, and I think it is competitive behavior to go in the different direction from what everyone else is doing.
Yeah,
it's a differentiator, and so.
Oh no,
that's one of the things.
Dude, if I was in your market, I already got the comment. I got it.
Well, I'm sure you have some snarky shit to say.
Oh yeah, it's like. Oh, they'll do it for nothing. Oh, they're worth every penny.
Yeah.
That's
like my passive aggressive. I wish you all the happiness and success that you deserve.
Yeah, Oh, they'll do it for free. They're worth every penny of that.
Oh, man. I know that there's some people in my town who are going to start using that shit just for giggles now. Thank you for that.
I'll tell you. You're welcome. Listen, I was managing a Shell station, right? The guy, the owner of the Shell, had a fibrillator, what the hell do you get?
Pacemaker.
Thank you. In his heart, for his heart, and he couldn't go near the cars because it really started to screw him up. So I was running the shop, and there was a Midas across the street, and the Midas put up $99 brake job. You and I both know, ain't no way anybody walks out of Midas Road today for $99. So he was going ape shit. And I said, hey, you still got that old sign out back? He goes, yeah. I said, okay, I'll take care of it. What are you going to do? I said, don't worry about it. So I dragged the sign out in front of the pumps.
We fix $99 brake jobs.
In 1994?
Yeah.
The Midas guy came over pissed. He says, you take that sign off. I said, as soon as you take yours down, because we both know it's bullshit. You just got to be able to adapt to stuff, right? just like you could tell people I'm charging for testing, and you don't. It's just going to be certain people. It resonates. There'll be some people looking at it this way, and other people looking at it this way. You'll get them. I'll get them.
What do you think's worse for the industry? Free Diag as a marketing tool, or charging $200 for Diag and having shitty Diag processes and missing the diagnosis?
It's always going to be the quality of the work first.
What do you think is more common, free Diag or missed Diag? Because I'm here to tell you, you sons of bitches that are on your high horse charging $190 for Diag and your guys get it wrong half the time, you're worse than me doing Diag for free. Look in the fucking mirror.
That's only if your guys hit it more than...
Oh, we fuck up our fair share, but it's worth every penny they pay.
It's just the part, ma'am. So, I guess I'm a lot more... I don't know if open is the right word. Interested. I just want to see some numbers. Because you're not really doing free Diag. You're paying the tech. You're giving the tech credit for the time.
Yeah.
And I would have it on a line item that says Diag with a charge, and then I would show it as free. And so I could track how much I'm giving away, right? Just like any other discount.
Well, I mean, you can pretty much do that just by labor rate times Diag time paid out, right?
As long as you got the category set up.
Yeah, Diag is its own category.
Yeah,
So,
if you do it that way, you could do it through the category.
and you got to think a percentage, and it's impossible to know how many, of the tickets related to a free Diag job would never have come in the door if it weren't for the free Diag.
It's a possibility. I've had some people...
Well, it's an absolute certainty. I just don't know how big. It might be 1%, it might be 20%, it might be 50%.
Well,
it's probably between 1 and 20%, right? If you had
but
good
out
advisors.
of that, how many were zero? How many did just a repair and never came back again?
Zeros 100% happen. Absolutely, it
They
happens. And I would tell you that they probably happen with the same frequency of paid for the Diag and didn't get anything else and never came back.
Okay.
But that's anecdotal, and that's gut feeling. So I don't have the numbers
so
to back it
numbers,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Prove it.
Yeah.
And if I see the numbers, it's math. Business is just math. You're playing with the math. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? It just, does it work? If it works, and if like you do it and you have a 90% close rate on it, you and I are going to sit down and talk some more about it. But if you're doing it and you have a 10% close rate on it,
We need to talk some more about it.
then we need to talk some more about it, right? And you're going to do more listening than I'm going to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it really depends on the numbers,
Yeah.
right? But it still has to do with the skill set on the staff on the front counter.
Yeah, for sure.
Because really, I have the friction point here when I'm talking about what the testing is and what's involved and everything like that. We go through that process with them. But it's complete transparency and everything versus 100% coming in. I'm weeding out 50%. You're going to eat that 50%. Is it worth it? Don't know.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
I think that's reasonable. Dude, I feel like I could talk to you for another hour, but I want to be respectful of your time. And
Thank you.
It's 12:40, and you got to go teach a class.
I got a class in 20 minutes.
You better fucking run.
All
right, thanks, dude. I appreciate you.
Mike, I appreciate the time. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
It was great.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our video today. If you enjoyed this content and you'd like to see some more, you can click right here. And it would be really helpful for me if you thought that this level of mediocrity is something that could help your other friends that were shop owners or in the industry. You can click right here and subscribe. You can even set up notifications if you want. I'd love to have you on the channel.